Hi again. So if you're watching this video, I thank you because that means you joined the community, the Your Successful Life community, and I'm excited to have you. I'm excited to support and encourage you. And I like to be able to do that through email in case Facebook ever breaks again, because it did in the past, in case you didn't know that. And also because I encourage the moms in my community to get off of social media and to spend more time trying to achieve their goals and taking the actions necessary to achieving their goals. So all that being said, I'm excited that you're here. And so there are two more life changers that are going to help you in overcoming those challenges that block the path to you achieving your goals. So number 2 and 3 are core values and prioritize. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I mean by those. So life changer number 2, core values. Okay, if you're not sure what these are, I'm going to give you a brief overview and a resource that you can use to start determining your own core values. So core values are what is most important to you in your life. It's how you want to show up for yourself, for your family, your children and your spouse, your partner, your parents, your cousins, your customers if you own a business, your team members and fellow employees if you are working in a corporate setting. Core values are who you want to be. It's your character, right? Who do you want to be remembered as? Do you want to be remembered as someone who always lost their patience and was not kind and was not generous? Or do you want to be remembered as someone who had control of their life, was able to achieve their goals while being a kind and a generous person? It's going to be unique to you because every single one of us is very special and very different. And so determining your core values is crucial. Why is this crucial to achieving your goals? Let me tell you why. Because you will feel clarity and confidence in every decision that you make when that decision is aligned with your core values. So let's say you have, 100 things going on, and you have to make 100 different decisions, right? If you don't know what you want your life to look like and how you want to be as a person, how you want to show up, the kind of character you want to have, it's going to be a lot more difficult to say, yes, I definitely feel confident in making this decision, and it makes perfect sense for where I want to go in my life, because you won't know that. That's why determining your core values, figuring out what they are, and then aligning your decisions with your core values is going to help you achieve your goals. And it will remind you what actions are important to take in order to have you living the life that you really want. So this kind of is a nice segue into life changer number 3, but knowing your core values, it allows you to know what's important. So if you have a lot of things going on, let's say you're trying to figure out remote learning for your kids, you're trying to figure out what to do for work, whether you want to go back to work or if you have to find a new job or start a business. You're also trying to make sure that your health is on point, right? Because we're stuck at home. Let's say just those 3 things alone, if you're trying to make decisions on what to do, well, if one of your core values is that you want to be setting a healthy example for your children, then you know it's going to be important to be taking actions every single day to improve your health while you're staying at home, right? So when the decision comes for what to buy at the grocery store, you're going to save time, you're going to have clarity, and you're going to be confident when you go in and you buy the list of healthy food that you wrote down to purchase to maintain your health. The other things I said, when you're thinking about homeschooling or remote learning for your kids, now if it's a core value of yours to have them achieve academically, to have your kids reach a certain point academically, well, then that's going to help guide you in the direction that you need to go with remote learning. Now, if your core value is different and maybe it's not so much about academics, but more about the relationship that you have with your children, then that's going to help guide you in making decisions with your remote learning, right? Because it's going to be less about academics and more about relationship building. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and like I said, kind of as a segue into number 3, life changer, it's going to help you stick to your patience that we talked about in the first video as you work toward achieving your goals. And you're going to have an idea of what is most important as you're being patient along the way. So when I talk about what's most important, that's where we come into prioritizing. Okay, so now you have your core values. You say, okay, I know this is the direction I want to go, but there's maybe 10 or 20 different things that I could do to get there. Which one do I do first? What's most important? That's where prioritizing comes in. So the reason why it's so important and impactful to figure out what actions are going to propel you in the direction that you want or give you the most leverage to getting there is because there are a lot of things you could do, but there are certain things throughout your day that might get you there faster. Now, I could do a whole course on this alone, figuring out what is the most impactful thing that you can do today in prioritizing your time to move you in the direction you want to go. But I'm going to give you a resource, and I'm going to go back and give you a resource for the core values as well and how I determined mine, and it's just a nice little template. But for prioritizing, there's 2 things. So I read the book, The One Thing, which is a great book, and I encourage everyone here to read it if you're listening to this. That helps you recognize when you look at your big goal, you break it down and say, what steps are needed to be done this year, this quarter, this month, this week, and then today. What can I do today? What is the one thing that's going to move me in the direction that I need to go to achieve my end goal? The other thing that I use is the Covey Matrix. So Franklin Covey is this company that, if you've never heard of it, helps with leadership development, but it also helps with, in achieving your goals, what's going to make the biggest difference in achieving your goals. So the Covey Matrix basically allows you to look at a graph, very easy, and say what's most important, what's not very important, what can I delegate for someone else to do, and what can I just throw away. And I could, again, go into an entire course about this alone and how to use it. But the Covey Matrix, if you're looking for a tool to use in prioritizing your time, that's one that I use, has worked very well for me. For your core values, in trying to determine those, I suggest using the personal mission statement from Franklin Covey as well. It's free. Both of these are free, and you're able to access them online. So you just Google Franklin Covey personal mission statement, and you're going to get a mission statement builder where you just fill in these questions, and it helps you really think about and determine what's most important to you and who you want to be and how you want to show up. And then for prioritizing, just Google Covey Matrix template, and also Google The One Thing. So you can join their email list and get resources coming into you for free of how to make the most impactful decisions to move you in the direction to achieve your goals, right? I'm not someone who wants to tell you that I have all the answers, but I do want to share with you where I got my answers from, which ones worked for me, so you don't have to go through the process I did of saying, okay, I'm going to try these 10 things, and now I realize this one worked the best for me. So I want to save you some time. And really, these life changers, the patience that we talked about in the last video, right? Not needing instant gratification, determining your core values to help you align every decision with them and feel confident and clear about every single decision that you make, that it's moving you in the right direction. And then to prioritize your time the right way and to say, okay, what things are going to move me in this direction the fastest, or what decisions are going to make the most impact on me achieving my goals, right? These 3 things, they're huge. They're life changers. Now, I'm not saying that you watching these 3 videos is going to make you master them. It's going to take work. And if you by joining this community, you now will have access to the resources that I will share with you to help you on this journey and support you. But really start soaking these in and embracing these, and take some small actions today, right? I'm giving you 2 resources that you can Google for free, and 3 life changers that if you start to look at life in this perspective, I can almost guarantee you that you will have some really great results heading your way. So thanks, and I look forward to seeing you in the community.